Hey everybody, it's Jillian. So yeah, my hair is a little messy, so don't worry about it. I haven't really combed, I just kind of woke up. But I had the weirdest dream this morning. My dream, it was so weird, was about Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil's wife, Robin, coming to my house. And I'm in a house full of people, and I end up going into the living room. And there is Robin. Was Dr. Phil? Yeah, Robin. There's Robin McGraw sitting in a chair in my living room, and she looked really bloated. So if you ever watched Dr. Phil, you've seen that his wife is really, really skinny. She sells all that makeup stuff. Well, this was Robin McGraw looking so bloated, like so bloated. It was weird. I'm like, wow. And I'm sitting kind of sort of behind her a little bit, and then I end up moving into another chair, going like, well, what are you doing here? And this is a dream, you guys, okay? She goes, well, there's a guy, we come to people's houses or we visit old guests because one person, we gave them $37,000. And so I'm thinking like, so they're making it sound like they're going to give me $37,000, right? She goes, and so there's another chick that's in my dream that she's on my Facebook, but I'm not going to say her name because I don't want her to be associated with this. But she's like, yeah, we had this folded up piece of paper, and she's like, here, take a look at this. And I'll take a look at it. And I'm like, and seeing all these writing, and all I see is, hey, you won a new hair dryer. I'm like, what the fuck? So they made it sound like I won all this money, like I was gonna win some money, like she's coming by to win some money, and she's all bloated looking, and she says I won a hair dryer. And it was the most vivid dream. Like I should probably look up what hair dryer means. And I look at bloated women, kind of weird. But this, I don't know. I don't know what it means. It can mean so many different things. It doesn't even matter. But that was like the weirdest dream. And so, anyways, and I only did half of a glass of the white salt. And so this is kind of like this whole coronavirus is definitely like bringing in the white salt because it's like getting rid of the old way of thinking and bringing in a new way. And so the coronavirus is almost like getting rid of people who have an old thought process. Okay, and so with this whole jelly juice is like when people don't like the jelly juice and they think it's horrible because they don't want to believe in a new thought process. They would still want to stay stuck in the old and they don't want to believe in the new. And then this coronavirus is completely balancing those out by getting rid of the people that believe in the old way because they're not going to do jelly juice. And if they are introduced it, they'll do it. And so that's why Dr. Phil and everybody else and Jeff Holiday and all these people have put me out there all across the globe for everyone to say, okay, here's a choice. You either do jelly juice or you stick with the old way. And if you stick with the old way, you're going to end up a victim of the coronavirus. And that's kind of how I see what's going on because of the amount of flack that I get around jelly juice and then people's fear of the coronavirus, which they should be fearful of the coronavirus because it will take down people with predispositions. And so, all of this stuff that's going on is just so prophetic and so perfect and so appropriate. And I don't like death. Believe me, I don't like death. But I don't like to have an old belief system. And so if a person believes in an old belief system, they're not going to be able to survive because it's an old belief system where people die from an old belief system. They die from lack of salt. Somebody sent me, I should probably copy and paste what you sent me. Part of me doesn't want to because there's a lot of conspiracy stuff and talking about how the elite are withholding and demonizing the salt because they know it makes people very lethargic and very sick when they don't have enough salt and potassium chloride and sodium chloride. But I'm looking at Bill Gates, I'm looking at Rockefeller, I'm looking at, all of the presidents, and they're all aging and degrading. So they're not the ones that are withholding the salts. So is there somebody else higher than them that is pulling the strings and withholding the salt? Or is it the fact that people don't understand pain? And people think that if you are dealing with pain and symptoms and then salt seems to energize that's why they're doing it. So I hear what this person is saying, through my messenger, and they're like, yeah, potassium chloride and sodium chloride is the most needed element. And it's been withheld from us and been demonized, but I don't think it's intentional like there. But I don't know. So that's the thing. I don't know. But I also see then when people say like the Illuminati and the elite are withholding the salt and demonizing it, but they're all old too. Assuming that Bill Gates is part of the Illuminati, the global elite. No, but he's aging. Unless he's wearing a skin suit that's aging. If you peel back the layers, he's all beautiful. So I don't even think the global elite really know the power of the salt. I think people a long time ago knew the power of it, and then they died off with the flood. And so now we're rediscovering what the true elements we need to be focusing on are. And so I hate to really, I don't say I hate, but I really don't like to delve too much into conspiracy stuff, because when you look at the Jilly Juice and you look at what it does for people, the global elite are not doing Jilly Juice. They're still buying into, maybe they have a vaccine for the coronavirus. Maybe they think they have some kind of like magical pill that might buy them a few years that the mainstream people don't have. I mean, when you look at Bill Gates, he's not very healthy looking, okay? So maybe he's Mr. Dr. Death because people don't like the vaccines, but he doesn't know the power of the salt, or he would look so much better. Okay? It's the young people out there that we don't know too much about that we should be like, who is that? Why? That come out of nowhere, you know? But you look at Keanu Reeves, he's aging and degrading. They say, oh yeah, they keep reinventing, or they keep coming back every couple generations. Like, you know, they're time travelers. And I'm like, oh my God. So just do the salt. So I'm going to drink my drink that has the white salt. I'm only doing half it because it is very salty, but it's very good. People say it's very good, and it has a very different energetic process, which of course it does. It's straight freaking white salt. But salt is sodium chloride. You need sodium chloride. And then what happens is when you have all that minerals, it actually impedes the energy. It impedes the energy of the salt because you're getting straight source, getting straight salt, straight energy from the white salt. Okay? Because when you have colored salts, now you're bringing in all the minerals that you're going to get anyways. It's going to actually stop the energetic process. So here we go. This is my first time drinking the white salt J juice. It even smells better too. It doesn't smell like nasty. Okay? Wow. It even tastes better. Wow. Oh my God. It is easier to drink. It tastes better. It's going to be better. And people have saying they've been getting waterfalls faster. They're seeing things move in their body faster. Well, yeah, because you're getting straight source. I mean, when you have all these minerals, and probably why it smells like shit, okay, is because of all the minerals. So now when you actually ferment with the white salt, you're not getting the excess minerals that's going to cause more of a chemical process that smells like poop. Okay, you're getting straight white source, white salt. Holy crap. Because like, you know, when fish smell like, well, when you smell dead fish, like rotting fish, you're like, what the hell is that? Well, it's bacteria and it's minerals, right? So when I had that zero water filter that one time, and they say sometimes it smells like rotting fish. I'm like, well, how the hell does a zero water filter give off a rotting fish smell? Oh, because it's the minerals that are in it that conglomerate together. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense, because yeah, minerals and bacteria, all the different smells that you get are based upon the minerals and bacteria and the elements. And so, yeah, so maybe now with the clean white ass salt, 99% sodium chloride, 1% anti-caking agent is going to now get to the roots of the matter faster. It's going to smell better and be better because it's cleaner and it tastes better. And so we've primed ourselves with a crappy pink salt because we listened to the holistic industry. And now finally we're getting straight to the source. And I feel like, that just opened up a bunch of yummies in my head right now. This is actually my first thing. I didn't even drink the coffee yet. I have coffee trying to brew, but I drank this first because I saw Linda post in the group saying how, oh my God, it's so much easier to drink the white salt. And I'm like, okay, I have my jars fermenting right now and they're pretty much done. And they taste amazing. It tastes amazing. You guys, we have finally figured out. And it's like, I'm telling you, the universe is completely in sync with the Jilly Juice. Okay? Because there's a reason why I changed all this stuff. Yes, Cindy, yes. There's a reason why all of this has changed. There's a reason why people are flipping out about the coronavirus. There's a reason why that I had 3 years to prepare for today, for the decade of 2020, because between 2020 and 2030, you guys are going to see a major upset of homeostasis. Major. Okay? And it is very biblical in a lot of ways, because it is like, like a Noah's Ark. God is washing away those that are not abiding by the laws of life. And so Jilly Juice was introduced to give people the laws of life, and those that reject it are going to end up like those that are outside of Noah's Ark in a lot of ways. So, I guess every so often God comes in and cleans off the earth, right? And so Jilly Juice is kind of like the Noah's Ark. If you can kind of understand Jilly Juice and why remember the salt wars, the salt pillars way back when, okay? So salt was a very needed commodity that people don't give enough credibility to. And so we've been told to stay away from the salt because of high blood pressure, high this and high that. And so people are becoming more sick, more cancerous, more disease, more everything. And you're seeing wars, you're seeing all this, despair. People are just not taking care of business. And so this coronavirus is going to come in and clean off the land. And so those that are in Noah's Ark, or those that are doing J-Juice, which is basically a representation of Noah's Ark, those that are doing J-Juice in a Noah's Ark are going to be the ones that are going to be left standing, and those strong enough to withstand this onslaught of the coronavirus. And those that are not taking part in the Jilly Juice and understanding the power of the white salt, not the pink salt, but the white sodium chloride with 1% anti-caking agent, they will be the ones to inherit the earth. The meek will inherit the earth. Believe me, I'm not meek, but I'm not out there pounding whatever. I'm just saying, hey, I'm healing. I'm reversing the aging process. I see a total difference in my body, mind, and spirit. I know that God, which is life, means for me to be on this earth in body, mind, and spirit, physically, mentally, emotionally. I don't even look at financially because I have all the riches. A healthy body is a wealthy body. Okay? That's all. That's what riches are. You can only gain so much physical money, in your bank account where it's just like, doesn't make sense. No, health is wealth. A healthy body is a wealthy body. And when it's not being laden down with herbs and minerals and detoxes and all the things that are in the holistic allopathic world, and you're not just paying lip service to, oh yeah, I love life, but I'm willing to let my body go to shit, that's the power of Jilly Juice, is that you will not listen to the words that are out there. You will see straight source of life actually bloom from your body when you give it the right chemistry. And so that's one of the biggest takeaways, is that every single time I change, I get people fighting me when I change things. And I don't know why they have to fight me, but they do, because they don't like change, because they still want to stay stuck in a very, very specific thought process that you have to evolve. Change, evolution and change, you have to evolve. Okay? And some people don't want to evolve, some people do. And so that's what we're dealing with. People that don't want to evolve. And so you're fighting those that want to devolve. And then you're working with those that want to evolve. And so that's the whole point of the Jilly Juice. So we're seeing, a major biblical shift. You're seeing the coronavirus being used as a way to clean off the earth. And either you can support your body and fight it, or you can go play in the games of the holistic allopathic and whatever and go down with the ship. But I'm not willing to go down with the ship. There's a reason why the Georgia Guidestones said it's from 7 billion to 500 million, where we balance out Mother Nature and humanity. We guide reproduction carefully. I mean, there's a reason behind all of that. And people around you and in your communities that are not fulfilling or contributing or doing anything at all of value to our society, just sucking off society. Okay? So, we may need to bring balance back to earth and back to humanity. And where does that come from? It comes from the white salt paired with the cabbage and the kale. And then you have to go through the healing. You're going to do an exorcism and get rid of all the excess antibodies that is caused. Those are the demons. It's not the parasites are not the demons, you guys, okay? Protozoa, proteins, parasites, bacteria, fungus, and what's the other one? Protein, protozoa, parasites, fungus, bacteria. I think there's another one. Protein, protozoa, parasites. Okay, anyways. I gotta get them memorized. But those aren't the demons. You know what the demons are? It's you. It's the antibodies. What are antibodies? It's when you have an imbalance in your body and then the body creates antibodies to try to keep the balance. But when you have too many imbalances, the antibodies will take over and destroy you. That's what it comes down to, is you are your own worst enemy. The enemy isn't out there. That bacteria isn't out there. It's you. The antibodies that you create to balance out your body is the enemy. So that's what God is basically trying to tell you, is that the enemy isn't out there. The enemy isn't here. Life and salvation is not out there. Salvation is in here. Okay? And so it comes down to an individual person understanding straight source of life, salt with a cabbage and kale. Not just salt water, but salt paired with cabbage and kale and probiotic. It is not a heavy sauerkraut fermentation. It is a cabbage juice. So you get the juice washing through your cells, strengthening you, clearing the cobwebs, doing everything that's necessary to bring you back to where you're supposed to be, whatever that is. I have no idea. We have social constructs and then we have biological constructs. I'm getting rid of the social constructs so we don't fall into that, and understand biological constructs, which are going to change because your biology is going to change on the J juice. Okay, so we can't even adhere to social constructs because the biological constructs are going to be completely different. Right now, we have a very narrow social construct and a biological construct that are married together, literally and figuratively. And so we're releasing the social constructs, so we're not falling into that, which is also politics. And then we're now understanding straight biological construct. Body, mind, and spirit with the right elements. Understand how to live with the parasites, the protozoa, the proteins, the fungus, the bacteria. Okay? And know that they're not the enemy. The enemy is us. It's how we balance out or not balance out our body, mind, and spirit. But you have to understand what it takes. No fear of the tap water, no fear of GMO and whatever, or pesticides. Understand why FDA and the EPA exist, why the USDA exists. And then you straight go buy your sodium chloride for $7 or $4 for a 50-pound bag. You're paying so much money for the freaking pink salt and the Celtic sea salt for absolutely nothing. But I healed for the most part, healed much more than all of you on the pink salt, which means that me switching to the white salt, I'm going to get to the next level quicker, which means all of you need to switch your salt so you can get to the next level quicker. If not, then what the hell are you doing the JJs? Why torture yourself? This is not a masochistic venture here, okay? I'm not an into S&M, just so you know. So yeah, that was like, wow, I just cleared away those cobwebs of waking up, and oh my God, that dream of Robin McGraw, Phil McGraw, Dr. Phil's wife in my house, totally bloated, like she gained a lot of weight in my dream. And I'm like, what? Dude, you look different. I didn't tell her, but I'm thinking, isn't Robin McGraw skinny? Why is she really, really bloated in my dream here? What the hell? So I have no idea what that dream meant or anything. And the fact that she said I want a hairdryer instead of like $37,000 or something, I don't know what the hell. But yeah, that was just the weirdest dream. But anyways, I wanted to just give you like my little take on the coronavirus and the J juice. And the coronavirus is like the floodwaters. It's like when God rained 40 days and 40 nights and completely washed away all the people that were not believers of life. Okay, that's exact. So the coronavirus and J juice are very biblical. I have to go there because it is really very truly, I mean, the Bible is really the accounts of death and reproduction. Okay? So, like with anything in your body, you have the release of the dead cells. Like anything on earth, you have the release of the dead people and you have life blooming. Okay? So, you can be one of those cells that are staying alive in the body, and the people that are dying from the coronavirus that have predispositions that don't like the J juice, they'll be the ones to be washed away with the flood, washed away from the virus. So, this is coming first full circle, very biblical. Not a religious person, but I understand allegory. I understand stories. I understand passing stories from in the past to the future because there are lessons in allegories. Some of them are very, very embellished. Others are right on, and you have to know the difference between the two, and that takes a clear mind, body, and spirit. And there you go. Do the J juice with the white salt. I can't express that enough. Do the Jilly juice with the white salt. It's cleaner, it's faster, it's better. Love you guys. Bye.